let's talk about this brand that's been going around lately on the Prebuilt PC market. We are talking about the Alexander PCs, and I'm going to explain why I don't put this company Prebuilt PCs on my favorite Prebuilt PC videos, which by the way you will have in the top right of the screen in case you're searching for a Prebuilt PC. So I'm going to take two Prebuilt PCs from this brand, actually the two best selling gaming desktops that they have, and why in my opinion I wouldn't buy them, but at the end it's up to you. However, I will give you important information throughout this video, especially if you want to buy a PC from them, so you may want to watch this until the end if you're searching for a Prebuilt PC or if you were going to buy a PC from this company. Now let's start. The first PC that we are going to talk about, it's called the Hoplite. This one comes with the RTX 3050 and the i5 12400F, and as I'm seeing the case is the Deepcool Matrix 40 with 3 fans installed. I actually put this one on a lot of my budget builds and I really like it. It has a nice design and for the price you cannot beat it. Then you get 1TB of M.2 NVMe SSD, 16 gigs of RAM at DDR4, 3600 MHz, an Asus TUF Gaming B660 Micro ATX Plus Wi-Fi motherboard, a 650W 80 Plus core power supply, fully modular, and you get some extras. Like this PC, it's actually great for 1080p gaming. I really like this PC overall, but there are some components that you don't really need for this PC, or at least the specific components that they pick. You can go for much cheaper and get better performance, and the main reason on why I wouldn't buy a PC from them, it's because of the price. You're paying $1,300 for an RTX 3050 and the i5 12400F. Nothing wrong with the processor. I actually would recommend a bunch of Prebuilt PCs with that processor at this price point, but the graphics card, the RTX 3050, it's going to run at 1080p resolution max, so if you're going to play 1080p, you don't want to go 1440p at all, then it might be a good option. It is a good quality Prebuilt PC, but I think that you're overspending your money if you're buying this PC, and I'm going to explain you why. As you can see at the bottom of this page, we have the PC part picker list with all of the components that they picked, and if we go, it says that the total price is $1,256, which is not true. I've made the exact same PC part picker list as of right now and it's $1,185, so they are not paying $1,250 for this PC, and they are also partnered with AMD, Intel and a bunch of brands, so they are definitely not paying that price. However, just from the start you could pay $1,185 for this exact same gaming desktop, but I do not recommend you buying a PC like this at this price point, not even a PC build at $1,185 with the RTX 3050, and I certainly wouldn't buy Windows 11 Pro at its full price. You can get literally a key from a third-party seller, which is official, you won't have any issues, and you will be spending around $15, 20, not 150. I wouldn't buy a gaming PC from them for this specific reason. I think that it's totally overpriced. Even if their PCs are actually good quality, at the end you're searching for the best performance, and this PC will certainly not give you the best performance for the price that you're paying. I will compare it with other Prebuilt PCs in a second, but I will give you a PC part picker list that is much better and you're spending less money. So let's go ahead and watch a gaming PC that is going to destroy this one for a similar price. So this is the PC build, same platform basically. You get the i5 12400, a B660 Micro ATX motherboard that is going to be enough for this build, some RGB RAM, 16 gigs, 2x8 dual channel is going to perform the same basically, 1TB of M.2 SSD, which is going to be the same as well, and then you get the RX 6600 instead of the RTX 3050. You're spending $100 less than the EVGA version of the 3050, and the 6600 is going to be around 50 or more % faster for gaming at 1080p, so it's going to destroy that 3050. No reason to buy the 3050 right now. Maybe if we want to do content creation, it's going to be better because of the encoder, but you're spending $100 more than the 6600. If you want to get a graphics card from Nvidia, get the 2060, not the 3050. Trust me, you will notice a big difference even with the 2060 being much better. However, the RX 6600 is going to be better even than the 2060. Then I kept the Deepcool Matrix 40 with 3 fans installed. I didn't change that. I changed the power supply to the FGAP BQ 600W 80 Plus cold power supply. This one I believe is C tier on the PSU tier list, so you won't have any issues with this one, especially with this PC build. And then you can get the Windows 11 Pro for as little as $15 in a bunch of reseller websites that, trust me, like I said before, they are official, so you won't get scammed at all. And do you want to know the total price for this PC build? $835. So you're spending $400 extra for a gaming PC that is going to perform worse than this one. So that's mainly why I do not recommend you going with those Prebuilt PCs. And at this point, even if you don't like building it by yourself, just buy the parts and I don't know, give someone $100 that knows how to build PCs and you're still saving $300 on this PC. And let's compare this PC to another system integrator, the Chronos Gaming desktop from Skytech. I actually love this type of PCs. You get great airflow, so you don't have any issues with thermal problems. Then you get the AMD Ryzen 5 5600X, a really similar CPU to the i5 12400F, 16 gigs of RAM as well, a 650W 80 plus cold power supply, a terabyte of SSD, and the most important part here, you get the RTX 3060 12 gig version instead of the 3050, which is once again going to be much better. The 3060 is going to perform similar to the RX 6600, and the price for this one is $1,300, so you're spending the same amount of money and you're getting a much better gaming desktop. Trust me guys, I wouldn't buy from Alexander PCs mainly because of that reason. If they lower the price from that build, let's say to $800, then I think it's worth the price. To let's say $900, then I think the price is actually really competitive, but for $1,300 do not buy a gaming desktop with a 3050. Then we have plenty of gaming desktops that are much better than that one. We have another one from Skytech, the Assure one. This is on a discount right now for $1,300. You get the Ryzen 5 3600X. Yes, it's a generation older, but it's still going to be great for 1080p gaming and even 1440p. And the most important part here, you get the RTX 3070 for $1,300. Now, this PC doesn't have the best airflow from what I'm seeing on the case. You get a 240 only one liquid cooler for the CPU, so that's great, but it doesn't seem like it gets the best airflow. Then you get 1 terabyte of Gen 4 SSD. That is worth mentioning because that is an expensive SSD. Maybe I wouldn't buy this PC either, mainly because of what I said with the airflow, but I would much rather buy this PC instead of the Alexander PCs one. And then we have another best seller for this brand, and it is the Centurion 12th Gen Intel for $1,898. And the same happens here. This whole PC is great. You get the i5 12600K. I absolutely love that CPU, but you get the RTX 3060 Ti, and you don't want to buy a gaming desktop that $1,900 with the 3060 Ti. It's totally overpriced. Now, I will give you a PC build that's much better because I have plenty of PC build videos on my channel for this price that are certainly going to be much better than this one. But I will compare it with two Prebuilt PCs that I do recommend you buying instead of this one. The first one being the Omen 45L for $1,900, but I have a coupon code that I will leave down below in the description that is going to give you a 10% off. So at the end, it will be $1,700 before tax. So stay with me, you're spending around $200 less than the 3060 Ti PC, and you're getting the RTX 3080 and the i7 12700K instead of the i5 12600K. However, for gaming you won't notice a big difference, but for content creation you will. So you're getting a much better GPU. The 3080 can handle 4K without any issues, and the 3060 Ti, it's a 1440p graphics card at max. So why would you spend much more money on a gaming PC that is not going to give you more performance? Now, the Omen 45L is not a system integrator, and for that reason it's not the most upgradable PC, where the Alexander PC, it's a system integrator, so you can change basically anything that you want. However, even though it's an OEM system, the 45L, you can change a bunch of things, and with the money you're saving, $200, you can basically change everything here. But if you want a system integrator where you can change everything, let's take a look at another Skytech. This one is the Chronos from Amazon, so you will be buying from Amazon if you want to get this one. And here you get the i5 12600K, so same CPU, you get a terabyte of SSD, 16 gigs of RAM, a 650W 80 plus cold power supply, so a really similar PC to the Alexander PCs one. But do you want to know, I recommend this one much more than the Alexander PCs. You get the RTX 3070, which is a much better option than the 3060 Ti at 1440p. Yes, the difference is not huge, but for 1440p, if you want to feel safe, the 3070 is much better. But that is not the main reason. The main reason is on the price. You're spending $1,530 for this PC, where on the Alexander PCs you're spending $1,900. So that's around $380 that you're saving for a better performance, which is crazy to say. So that is the main reason on why I wouldn't buy Alexander PCs. However, if you want to get a PC from them, go ahead and buy it. They have good quality parts. That's something to say. I'm not hating on them, but I received a bunch of comments saying, why didn't you put Alexander PCs on this list, or Alexander PCs are the best? And I honestly think that you can get much better systems for lower prices, both PC builds of course and Prebuilt PCs. And if you want to see my PC build videos, I will be uploading a bunch of them, so click the bell button if you want to get notified. Thank you for the support guys, and I will see you on the next one.